everybody doing? I'm gonna go through some notes here. That was kind of weird. You know, it's funny because I said, I'm not going to be late today. And then sure enough, it like breaks. I'm like right on time and it breaks or whatever. So hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to another Sunday spiritual session. Today, I would like to speak. Metatron would like to speak. Hey Linda, what's going on? Yes, today. Oh wait, wrong page. See, I was thinking about. I was talking to you guys. Let's see. That's too fun. Got too many pages going. Just filling them with ideas. All right, so let's start. Hi. So I wanted to kind of mention for anyone who saw the video about the fire, focusing your fire. There's just so many ways to go about it. There's so many ways to use the fire to change your energy when you're meditating and you're focused and you focus on the flame. And you breathe in, and you breathe into it from the outside, and then you exhale and settle into it. Let it settle into you, right? And then you can go into the fire where you are now bathed, or you're into the fire, but now, or you can think of it as the fire blows up and goes around you, and then you can breathe it in from already being in you or being around you, and then you can exhale it out, and then you can, well, even then the small one, I probably should have said both small ones for the other small one, then you can be little and it's still inside of you, and then you can breathe it in from the little and make it big, right? And then you could go into the big, and then you could exhale. I mean, there's all different ways. So, it's funny when I start doing meditation. Sometimes they like nudge me. They're like, "Don't get into like too far and too complicated and and so that's why I think I'll do like a separate where it's just like me for like 10 minutes or something, or just explaining, or 5 minutes, however long they last. So hey everybody, thanks for showing up. Love you guys. So Metatron, he was really just saying, yesterday with the fire and everything, and even I was, it was a fun day, and burning forward, that was the other thing too from yesterday. Just keep going forward, to use that energy, but you focus. When it's focused, you can burn it bright, you can burn it so that it's warm, if you really, that's the yin and yang of it all, right? So when it's really strong and where you really got a lot of energy going, you want to breathe it in and focus it so that it stays warm around you, you know what I mean? But you have it focused on the inside, so you don't worry about the external. You take it like it's every element, and I'll do the other elements too. I was going to kind of do water today, but since it's the Sunday deal, I think I'll do something else, or we'll just focus on the Metatron, whatever else we wrote down. I have it on 2 pages, but he was saying how, just being calm today, really just with everything going on, sorry guys, I'm getting messages, with everything going on, that it's, it's like, it's good that we're voicing our opinions. We should be, everyone should, but don't let the fear and the fact that it's all planned, it's all already organized, everything's being taken care of, and even if it's not, right, all we can do is our best to just like heal together. It's the best way to say it. What I commented on the fire too, I added it after. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Excuse me. Yeah, Linda, if you haven't seen the fire one, just go. That's pretty cool. I liked the energy was crazy. It was just fire. just connecting with the spirit of fire, and that's what, it's funny, what I want to talk about today too is how, what is channeling, what is all this, we say it a lot, there's a lot of videos, but another aspect being, people say, oh, the fire spirit, oh, this guy's on, channeling. It's like, when you see a fire, you can tell it's alive. It has like a spirit. It's the spirit of fire, right? We're all speaking very practically, and I think that's what we have to we have to get out of this like shock and horror and awe of like, an opinion or this or that, it's all part of what's coming, and it's like how there's so many people on independent social media who are connecting and talking about so many different things, and it's like none of us are at home terrorizing things, making plans to do, none of us, social media, and it's not to say that it's not out there, but I think there's so many of us that are coming together from so many different angles, and we have to start seeing how, like this is why I want to start talking more about Tai Chi and the whole theory, because it's really where I started, and for like, since I was 20, so, and then, really kind of, not where I started, but, it's like, that was sort of my gateway, and then I got my gateway thing, into spirituality, Taoism. It's a philosophy, it's a theory, it's a not tripping over like if everything is exactly like this book says or that book says, or like somebody, and then that's the only thing ever, and that's another thing. Cool, we'll talk about the gods. You wanted to say, if gods, we think of it in this way where it's like we're creating these gods that exist, like even what's an archangel, what's an angel, what's a being, what's a this, what's a, it's like, well, it's a hierarchy that we have written down in a certain book, you know what I mean? Like it's all about, there's the seraphim, the cherubim, does it have the ending? Whatever, there's all the different, and that's great, but it's like, but like what it's so it doesn't mean you just take orders. Like it's like it's just the spiritual levels of consciousness, of understanding, right? That we're, because Taoism, Tai Chi, the Eastern philosophy, like I've said before, they're very water-based and they're very like practical. Like, that's why they meditate. They sit, they're very still waters, or, deep, and they're very earthy, they're very more receptive, the mother instead of the fire and the wind. We burn ourselves out all the time, fire and wind, but then that water, it's like, I got that water in my natal. I love that stuff. Hey guys, I saw some comments going. We're gonna get talking on stuff here. Hey Unify, yeah, what's up, man? Yeah, cool video earlier topic. I didn't watch the whole thing. I want to go back. Watch Andrew, guys. Check him out. Check out Unified Ascension. He'll blow your mind, right? And that's, I wrote that down too, just how, with all this talking and all this trying, how do we connect, okay, right? How? Well, we gotta figure out a language. We gotta figure out how to talk, and that's what, Unify, or Andrew does over there. He's explaining 25 ways that you can describe a marker, a receptacle for, black ink unit that, circulates cylindrical, and I love it. And I love going there because I want to talk. We all have to, it's such a good perspective to have about when you're talking about things. Like if you looked at your life and you were like, some tragedy, oh, this person did this, so emotional, and this happened, but then you explain it in 25 different ways, and you're just like, yeah, it looked like the line, and just let him go. He talks like that regularly. I don't know why, Shout out to Andrew. But I love it. Because for me, like I'm always trying to explain, it's all connected. It's all the same thing. We're all, we got to get over being so, I don't know, afraid of, it's like religions, and it's like, it's like, It's a God, there's a Messiah, there's a prophet, there's a destiny, there's karma, or there isn't, and then that's what I wrote down here. We are the creators. This is in the God, like I was saying. I wanted to get into this. Good. Thank you for wrapping it around, Metatron. We are creators. We're being told that we're not this and that. But if you go back, like, who created us? Who created that? Who created that? Who created that? Okay, so if we're convinced that we're like there's archangels and that there's these beings and there's these beings and or the devil, and we put all our effort and energy into creating these beings, and we're the ones with imagination, we're the ones that can channel the energy, we're the ones that have these powers, you know what I mean? Or at least somebody, who does that. We don't, if it's all just consciousness, if it's all understanding about the universe, we're all connected. It's all connected. It's like we can access all these things. That's why there's all the ancient teachings. That's why all this stuff's coming out. And that's why with social media, it's great because it's all coming out. We're all going to start to connect to each other. A guy who's trying to uncover some conspiracy, he's not trying to destroy all of like existence. Like, he's trying to say, hey, this is what actually happened. You know what I mean? Like, anyone who is following one of those theories is just, in effect, trying to get to the truth of what it is. And, if they're a little off, then they're a little off, okay? But it's like, you talk about it. You say, hey, yeah, what if, yeah, okay, so, because a theory is just a theory. What are we going to do about it? I think we're forgetting, a word. It's just a word. Sticks and stones, guys. Come on. Like, what bounce, I'm rubber, you're glue. Bounce off me, sticks to you, haha, what you gonna do, so it's like, we're getting to Metatron, calm, yes, calm, he's like up here, and he's line signaling everything up to him, he's just, boom, he's like right, and he's got it's like a grayish, misty white, and I think that's just the color as it comes in, with all the debris that's going up, mixing, but he's just holding a point, like it's almost like it's not, it's not all him, it's just like it's the connecting point, it's a bright white light, with the third eye, but it's, the color of it is kind of just, I think it's just murky. I think I'm just doing black and white for, heavy and whatever, heavy and light and heavy, and that too, light. What is information? What is light? What is, light is information. Where did I write that one? Yeah, like the Flash or any Flash, like I talked one, or I might have talked to him, I think I mentioned a video where I had my arm over my head like this, and it was middle of the day, so it was bright out, and I was laying on the bed, just on the bed once, just got home from work, just kind of like, chilling out, like just went down, relaxing, centering, and it was bright as day, like when my eyes, like, like I go like this, and it was exactly how, as bright as you guys could see me, you know what I'm saying? I want to show you guys. Let's act it out. I love charades. Oh my god, you guys, get me to play charades. No, don't. That's what I meant to say. Anyways, that's fun. Hold on. So light, light is, we have to understand these concepts and the connection of all these things, and how it's, it all stems from the one. Perfect, Linda. We are one, right? So many labels to say the same thing. It's the same thing over and over. That's why in the Law of One, if you read, he mentions Ron, they channeled it to study tarot, because if you study the tarot cards, you understand the archetypes, the magician, the hierophant, the priest, the fool, the death card, all of them. It's like they're all just the archetype for the dimension of boxed system that we're perceiving with our five senses, right? Not that we can't go further, but it's literally the map. It's literally telling us, not just the tarot, but all of these things. Like we'll get into the 5 phases. So it's like I said, the creation cycle. Wood supports fire, fire supports earth, earth supports metal, and metal supports water, and then water supports wood, and then you have the cross, the destruction cycle. So I'm probably just going to start saying it because it keeps coming up in spirit and we keep wanting to talk about it. And I think my human wants to write it all down, make it all neat, and then I'm just recording on my phone. I'm just going to go off on them all. So we'll pick an element and I'll talk about them all. I mean, it's really simple, when you think about it. And wood is like air too, because it's the growth. It's kind of like you breathe in and then you're rooted, and then you can kind of think of it that way. But yeah, and that's why we're all on the same. It's all this, because at the core inside it's all. Whatever elements you want to think of it as, they're all archetypes, so we wrap. But the theory, with the Tai Chi is that you come from the Wu Ji, which is the nothingness, like we were saying, who created this, who created that, who created that. The Eastern philosophies, they're very practical. They just meditated and they just watched nature and they just watched fire. And so that's when you get into the Bagua, which is the 8, directions and the 8 opposing elements. So he looked at the sky and he saw thunder and lightning, and then he looked at mountain and lake, and then he looked at so they all have their fire and water, they all have their position. And what are the other 2? I have them written down. I don't know, I'm like challenging myself right now. Okay, I'll think of it later. But the Wu Ji separates. I'll explain. I could probably flip the page. And then it creates Tai Chi. So then if even your intention, right? So in the spiritual practices, in any community in life, right? Because the only thing is with the 0 point is you're there, that's it. And then as soon as you have an intention, that's the spark in the initiative. So that starts the fire, and that starts the dance of the Wu Ji. So your will and then your intention have to align. Like, what is it? Did I write it all down? I think that's a good point. I don't know if I wrote all that down. See, I'm getting into it. I'm not going to talk Tai Chi. I know that's, but we will, because it's all connected. So I'm just going to start putting it all on this channel. I mean, really, it just makes it easier on me, anyways. Okay, let's see. So what else? Yeah, just the calm. What do you? Yeah, he's just saying keep going. He said the calming effect gets nurtured when you learn how to do it, and he just says balance. He just keeps saying it over and over. He's like you have, when you're not worried. When you exhale all the way out and you don't hold stagnant energy. There's a lot of us. There's a lot of people. What we get, even you're just moving around, even whatever, you're in the store or something, you just not thinking, you're not relaxed. We need to exhale fully because we get air, all this stuff. He's just saying, like, there's. How do you explain every connection, everything? Zero point, all the time. Like, but you have to find your 0 point. You're all looking for the 0 point in others, and even though the 0 point is the same, when you are all there together, it's different for all of you, such as you're all journeys in order to get there. So this is why as you all share and come together, the story will reveal itself in all aspects. Many of you already know this truth, that the more you put together the puzzle pieces, the more full the puzzle is and complete, and then you can move on to the next journey, which after you've put this earth puzzle together as a people. You have to believe as a people, as a oneness, as a collective. This is the trick, if you will, this is just what this is, right? Where we have our own individual paths, but we're also part of the one, which is each other. And then, see, I wanted to go. Okay, no, I'm stopping. Hold on. See, I wanted to go. I love when I talk with them. Because when it's in my head, it's just, it's so funny. Translating. What is channeling, right? Oh, I was talking about that. Hey, good. Can we go? Yeah, okay. Well, zero is zero, so it's the infinite nothingness. It's that inaction, right? So it's, we everything. It's like Big Bang. I don't know if you've seen. Didn't you? Andrew posted. Was it Dolores Cannon's one where she explains how just from that spark, so their 0 point is. Anything's a fractal of the fractal of the fractal, right? But the study of the whole Taoist philosophy is to create the immortal body, is to return back to the completeness, the whole. That's why they reject everything. They don't want to do nothing. They don't want extreme emotion here or there. They're always calm. And they'll kick your butt in a fight, but whatever, but yeah, no, they're great. But even when they smile, it's like, so there's a practice called the inner smile, where you're supposed to, that's why a lot of times you see them meditating, they kind of like, they're little, they might have a smile. You want to practice that. You want to, when you're meditating, don't meditate like, oh, I'm seeking answers, we're always seeking. You want to meditate for your peace, for your love, and then the 0 point. Yeah, and there's a lot of 0 point references, you could say, but the idea that 0 point is just where we, you know what I'm saying? That's the philosophy anyways. That's how they create. See, now you make me want to switch to that page. Okay, hold on. I'm going to switch to that page. Hold on. Let's see. See how much I have written down. I wonder if it's in the other notebook. Let's see. Oh, I think it is. I don't see all of that information. Like, I drew it out. I started doing like another page, but I have the one with like everything else all over it. Oh yeah, it is. It's on the, okay. Now I'm seeing the page. Yeah, I'll explain more with their philosophy, but yeah. So the Bagua, right? So it splits. The 0 splits into the yin and yang, but there's yang within the yin, yin within the yang, right? And then in the intermix and in the play, that gives rise to the 4, right? The number 4. This is why 4 is a whole system, right? Or the 4 is your angel. It's all here, right? And then the 4 split into the 8 because they like, I don't know. I'll have to show you the whole thing. Is it the 2? Yeah, it depends how you draw it. It'll get weird, but anyways. Yeah, 0 point contain, right, and that's the yin and yang. So in the physical, there's always non-physical. Everything we do, it's like when you do kung fu, you're practicing Tai Chi. Every movement is about your yang side and your yin side, so it's always staying in that balance through every movement in proper, weight shifting. And so you're doing the bow, you're pulling the bow back, so you're focused. This is why they have the eye focus. So there's yin and yang in your focus too. Like there's yin and yang all the time in the receptivity, right? But then the 0 is the only way. That's maybe my word. I call it 0 point. I couldn't say it, but they call it the Wu Ji. That's what go look up Wu Ji diagrams, and the Bagua. You can probably just look up the diagram, like on an image on Google or whatever. on DuckDuckGo, use DuckDuckGo. Yeah, it's really cool. But again, it's archetypes, tarot, right? You know, and then, okay, right into channeling. Thank you. What is channeling, right? You know, this guy talking fire spirit, you know, this, that, or the other. It's my understanding through my my awareness, just how you said, Linda. It's your connection that you have, and if you say a word's just a word. An angel's just an angel, you know what I mean? You know, and you know, but it's the energy that you're connecting with. So this is my interpretation. This is how we come together. And then we say, oh, that interpretation, right? Listening to Andrew, shout out again, right? Listen to him explain 25 different ways of what the 0 point is. You want to know? Ask that guy. You won't even know what he's saying. You know, so you're right. Like, it's not about, you know, and that's, you know, like the connection. Yeah, again, thank you. He's showing me, you know, the connection lines. That's why I put in my fire one, you know, other day, fire and water creates life. You know, that's the, you know, the reception and then the intention, you know, and that's what creates the whole system, the yin and yang. So that gives birth to the myriad things, the 10,000 things. You know, the 1 in 1 is 3, right? And that's what I was saying. You know, so I said red and blue have to come together in order to transform and heal and, you know, heat the fire or heat the water and cool the fire and, you know, and all of that kind of stuff, you know. But okay, that's enough on that. Where we're going? We keep going. No, because so channeling. Do you want to go channeling more? Channeling. Yeah, you know, it's just, that's a good thread. We're gonna go. It's on the left angle. We're going left. Not going right. It's not the other one. And you know, that's the whole point of the metaphor. You know, it's like in arguments in the world, if people are at odds, or, you know, not arguing, but if they have differing opinions, it's like, isn't the fundamental core the fact that we're trying to have like a positive influence, like, in our lives, like whether you're, you know, it's like anytime I hear, you know, women power, right? I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, you know, why not? Like, go for it. But then when they're starting, you know, getting a little, you know, like, out of hand, then you gotta go, I don't know, that woman power, right? But then it's all under that same word, woman power, and then it builds up momentum in the word usage, you know, and then we get all stuck in our words. We get all word this, word that. He said this, he said that. Yeah. We gotta use them to speak, you know, and, I wrote that down too. You know, it's like, and this is Sarah's fault. I'm shouting you out, and you're probably gonna, hopefully, you figure out what I'm talking about. When you, you know, we're multidimensional beings, so we have a feeling towards something as soon as we see something, right? But then, and we say, but then our mind thinks, oh yeah, I already knew that. So at the same time and in the same moment, you know, we're able to show one emotion and then have, I mean, a bazillion different thoughts. You know, when we're communicating, you know, it's like, it's why I say, you know, earlier too, like, with the Libra, I'm talking all the time, talking about, you know, my mom, she's a Libra. We talking, you know, we talk about whatever. Even my buddy growing up, Aries, fire, me and him, talk about like anything, everything, but what we feel, you know, deep inside, you know. So sure, a lot of times people project, you know, and we all do that, and we all need to learn our reflections, and, you know, as best we can, and, you know, watch them and everything. But, you know, it's to me, I'm past it all. I'm not trying to do any of it anymore. You know what I mean? I'm not. Are we going to be ascended, or are we not going to be ascended? Are we going to figure this out, or are we going to not figure this out? You know, at what point is it going to be, are we going to be, and this is all of us, what point are we going to be able to jump in and interact with everyone, and then, you know, we could just talk. That's all I'm trying to do. Like, we got way too much people getting mad, just people talking, you know. Meanwhile, Have you seen, like, it's like years ago we lost habeas corpus, what was it, due process of law, they amended that. Did anybody notice? No. It's like, well, we're all talking, but what's actually happening, It says what, anyways, but in that yin and yang, you see, there's yin and yang in everything. There's like, but yeah, anyways, see, now I'm getting all weird. Center point is the same in any language. Yeah, exactly. That's right. Everyone says meditate, right? Well, you gotta do it like this, or you gotta do it like that. Well, it's just the same thing, The reason why it's Qi Kung, it's the word. It means Qi, and Kung means, it's work, Gong Fu. Gong Kong, it's and then the Fu is hard. So Gong is work, hard work, and it's just all these things. But you have to transmute through actually, like they say, like we were saying with the fire. When did I say? I don't know. It's very physical. You have to, in order to transmute your body in the Qi or the energy, you want to heal something. Well, you have to breathe into it. You have to exhale into it. You have to squeeze the muscle, right? Hard and soft kung fu. There's two of them for a reason, so that you become the immortal body, right? The immortal, understand. That's why they, it's all built in, people getting so triggered by language changes to be more culturally acceptable, but it's happened throughout human history many times. Is that wrong, or just more evolved, sensitive towards respect? As soon as I started reading, you said triggered by language, George Carlin pops into my mind when he talks about, shell shock and how he changed it. First it was like shell shock. He was like, yeah, he's like shell shock. It was honest language. You saw something, and then they changed it to like, I forget what, there was like one or two in between, and then now it's just basically post-traumatic stress disorder. Like, oh, you're okay, you just have a disorder. And then he's like, no, if we still called it shell shock, maybe we would realize the impact that it had on people and the reality of the situation. Such a big part of it is the real acceptance that, like, we see war, we talk about war on TV. That sucks to be there. You know what I mean? Like, but we're so used to seeing it and talking about it all the time. We're getting, changing words, I can't think. Watch George Carlin. Soft language is what it's titled, is his bit. It's soft language. And it's so spot on. But, what else? But ending a prayer with amen in a woman is kind of silly. Again, it's your intention, but words do carry, right, our voicing grids and our voicing, stuff like that, So when we get to that point where we're, collective and we, that's the thing. You want to, but we're the creators, it's like, it's you. It's, what do you mean when you said the word, what is, if we say the word has more importance than I do without words, right? Then I'm not at the core of my creation before words, you know what I mean? So then it comes up here, and then so you don't want to speak them, right? But if you don't have, right, it's like, how are we going to communicate? And that's why we get upset. That's another reason people, because we hear words and, hey, listen, I'm the same way. You know what I mean? I will go hard, right? Me moms, love you mom, shout out, strong as bull, as ox, whatever. We'll go toe to toe with our words, but, and it doesn't necessarily feel good. It's not what you want to do. Right, but we're taking too much offense if we remembered that, like, step out 25 different ways of describing something, right? And we looked at it as like, oh, we're not just these victimized people that have to be victims of all these words that are flying around, and we can't talk, like, a word has power. Okay, yeah, and well, I just created I know, that's why it's all, it's like, but what was I saying? Where I was going with that, like, if you step back, it's not so bad. If we remember, like if we stop taking so much offense in the first place, sticks and stones. Remember, I'm rubber, you're glue. Like if it's like it's okay. It's up to you as the creator to create it. Thank you. He just like kicked in my door in my head right there. He's like, it's up to you. This is the whole process that you're all engaging yourselves in, and it's a shift from the old to the new. This is why you guys have to learn this, because no one else is really figuring this stuff. So I yelled earlier, we need more light workers. Like, who's that? There's about a million. Okay, we need a lot more. Sorry. Yeah, we have to transcend, exactly, right. And again, we don't have it, right. Just like you say, telepathy, but we're experiencing it linearly, at least whoever of us are still, right, for whatever reason. So, like the Flash and the this, it's like it's we're gonna go through it. We are the Flash, if you think about it, right? If you step back into, like, say higher self or spiritual or higher dimensional, and you look at the Earth, it's flat. There's already a Flash. Flash is going on. It's brighter as heck. It's human. Right? The Earth is lit right now. Right? That's literally what's happening. That's why all the energy's out the roof. Everyone. Well, now we got politics, everything. But that's why this year it's so like But anyways, we are in the light right now. We are it. We're in the middle. We're the center of the. So it's kind of like the linearness of it all, like telepathy. Like, yeah, we're gonna get there. You know what I mean? Like telekinesis. Yeah, for sure. We're gonna get there. There's people that have been practicing that since the beginning, since we got here. There's no way, like, you could tell me that there hasn't, at least at some point in history, we got people, monks, anybody that are not sitting there every day like, come on, like Jedi mind trick, Jedi, and where's it all come from? We think all these movies are just coming out with this stuff now. No, come on, guys, come on. So I keep trying to say, this ain't our first rodeo. It might be a new soul, yeah, sure, fresh out the gate might be first time, but still, it's like, it's not, this ain't the first. That's the whole thing. We're still stuck in the, the people, we still live in a world where there's still, I guess, or at least there's trying to be a narrative, right? A lot of where, like, we're the only people in the whole galaxy, like, and it's peeling away slowly, because how ridiculous is that? But, anyways, what else was I going to go with that? Yeah, we just have to, anyways, let's go. Spiritual. We have to open up our minds. That's all it is. All of it. It's like, whoever's and I was talking about that too, capitalism, right? Not like I'm picking on capitalism. I think it's great. It's fine, whatever. It's another system. But, it kind of makes it so that we aren't really sharing with each other. I'm not saying we should do another one, okay? I'm not trying to get, again, I'm not getting into this. It's hard to talk about it and not, and, but, like, we should be sharing more. If you think of, like, how many, all the money that, like, all the phone companies, all the phone carriers make, right? If they just put all that into one, we could make, or two, just so we have a backup, whatever. But I mean, they could use it all and make something way better. It's like, this whole, it's all a narrative, guys. We all keep buying into the narrative because we hear the words and then we buy into the words, or whatever, or the so and so said this, and so I don't care, how many, are we all really listening to each other? And I think when we do, we're all just people trying to, live life. It's great. We're trying to help. We're trying to figure it out, trying to figure it out. When someone says, the Great Spirit, that's why I put the picture of the dude on there for the video, man. It's like, there's people all over the world. There's people, you know what I mean? You look at an indigenous country, they got paint, they got this, they got that. You go, oh, that's normal. But if I'm, over here talking about, talking spirit and fire, it's, it's, we just we gotta have fun again. We gotta step back. We gotta realize, not get so offended what everybody's saying, and not be offended that, you know what I mean? Because if that's gone, we would just be laughing and joking and teasing. You know, if somebody said something to you, you'd be like, yeah, hey, thank you, reflection of me. You know, I appreciate it. Like, if we got over, it's like school. It's like we all kind of never got out of school in America, if you will, or something. Or this. You know, it's like the separation, right? Even that institution, you know, the jock prep, this, you know, I liked everybody. I liked people in every single one of them. You know, it was like I didn't, you know, it's just more separation. And hey, you hang out with the people who like to do the same thing, right? It makes sense, you know what I mean? But don't let that sink in, you know, in our world. Like, you know, it's like when I make fun of sports, you know, sports. You know, you know, I'm going to dominate the competition. You know, so okay, go for it, bro. Like, you know, I think it's why I like the martial arts, because it's more just personal, internal body. You know, and you know, but again, I'd stop playing because it got too competitive. Like, you know, but now that I'm, you know, older, man, I wish, like, COVID, man, like, I wish we'd play some softball or something, man. Get in a local community and do some softball in the spring or something, man. Because it's fun, it's a blast, you know. But the $1 million and the luxury and the this and the that, you know. And hey, good for them, honestly. Go for it, you know. But the point I'm making is, it's like the infrastructure. It's all. You know, we as the creators, you know, it's like it's this is what's happening now. Choice, making a choice, you know, and it's like you have to stand up for love. I mean, but that needs to be the choice, right? Where you come from, what you all are, right? And that's what everyone's forgetting, because you're not born a politician, right? Or you're not born in this. And I reference because of the local time. Okay, we're at that point in America. You know, but you're not born a Republican or Democrat. You're born a human being. Like, the only thing we need to figure out is just like the only thing you ever do is you, as a person being, you're just sitting here. That's it. You know, I mean, like, you know, your mom and dad, they had you. Okay, yeah, you're born in a fan, and what do? They put you in the room. Boom, they put you down, and then you just sit there. You're not a Republican, you're not a Democrat, you're just a baby in a diaper sitting in the room. You know? Like, hopefully you got some toys to play with, you know what I mean? Something to, you know, like, that's why we have physical realm to do stuff on it, you know. That's like I was saying earlier, what we were talking about. I can't remember the reference, but we were like, don't you want to go and break stuff and burn stuff and blow stuff up? And I was like, yeah, heck yeah, I do, but I don't want to hurt anyone, right? You know, so they have those, and then it's like they have those destruction rooms where they just create like a little, you know, square. They just put up a room, and then they'll put like cheap, you know, a light bulb or you know, whatever appliances and stuff in there, and then you just go in and smash it with the sledgehammer. That's so funny. What's my sign? I'm a Libra. I'm a Libra. I'm a Libra, and I'm like 40% water though in my natal. So I'm like sharp, analytical, whatever, you know, crazy, potentially volatile, and or stagnant, right? That's the with the air or water, right? So then stale water or flowing emotion. So I really like it with the air and the water, you know, because even with the air and the water, the wind blows hard enough on the surface, but the water is always like comfortable. And so I kind of attribute that to my communication, you know. And I was explaining the elements yesterday, you know, how, you know, so since water supports wood, and the wood element, I'm wood, which is funny because I'm air. I think I'm 23% air, 26% in natal, but I'm a wood rat in Chinese, you know, is the year of the wood rat. And so the wood, it all supports each other, right? So like, water's my jam. I'm fire. Fire's is earth, right? Because fire, you know, makes earth go, right? You know, earth loves fire. Earth and was it metal, right? Because it contains it. Metal, the sharpness and the edges is contained in earth and you know, so they like that, and it just goes around. But it's the dance, it's the creation cycle. You know, everything is yin and yang in this archetypal, which most like tarot. There's what 24 major arcana. Am I saying them wrong? I don't. You know, it's just too much to remember. But all of them, you know, they're all archetypes, and so that's why you can break it down, and then it's all multiples, and so my brain goes right, and my heart goes because I'm swimming, you know. But then I'm good, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, sounds like it's a lot, but it depends. That's when it's keeping up with the head, you know, and then I have to go like really high, you know, get a tidal wave and go shh. And then it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, feels good to just go surfing. You know, I would love to windsurf. Holy moly, get out of here. I gotta learn how to windsurf. It is rising its existence to full circulation rotation through your light activation point center and living in the presence of here and now. Yes, sir. Cancer thought you were water. Yeah, no, I'm 40% natal water, so I'll show you my chart one day or something we can do. I love reading people's natals charts. But yeah, I don't know. It's cool. You know, there's so many things and so many aspects to get used to, and that's their representation too. You know, even that astrology, planets, right? Like, what does it all mean? Well, it's all energy. It's all practical. We're just now getting used to that point as the fire society, which, you know, I mentioned before. Waters in China, they're very practical. They do body work, right? That's why I went that route too, is because, you know, and I mean, I already was attracted to, but later when I was listening to the videos and the DVDs, and I think it was an audio that I got, and he's explaining how what was I saying? I totally lost it. Why did you go away right there? How the water is, or, you know, the kundalini, the fire, you know, keeps going up. And when you're doing kundalini meditation, you burn out your adrenals of fire. You're doing too much fire, and then you're up in space. You're totally, you breathe in, the fire goes up. You go up in space. You're blissed out. And he was saying that he was blissed out on it for 2 years, you know. And then he did. Check him out, Michael Wynn. Total shout out, right? Michael Wynn, Healing Tao USA. Studied that a lot. Adapted a lot of my movements, you know, and then really the rest of it was Shaolin. I got a bunch of Shaolin DVDs and different forms, and then learning, you know, yin, yang, or yang style, Chen style, Tai Chi, all the 24 form, 12 form, you know, all of these things just like from YouTube videos, you know, and then one day I'm going to take that all and I'm going to go test myself and get licensed, and then I'm going to be able to teach Tai Chi. I'll get a certification. That'll be cool. But yeah, that's my plan. Anyways. What was I saying? So the water, right? You have to bring down the water. So in China, you know, they're very practical, right? He Michael Wynn, Kundalini, what? Because as the teachings, you know, all of it started with Taoism and Confucianism and Buddhism, and then Buddhism, Tibet, it spreaded west, and then it went to Tibetan, you know, and then it went further, and that became more of the fire gods, and became more of the, you know, the conquering, and then we got into the. So it's just a reference point. I mean, you know, the way they consider it. But if you don't come down with the water, you know, and they live by the water, and they eat a lot of fish, you know, and they, you know, they live long lives, right? Because their bodies, they're healing their bodies. They care about their body. They don't care all the time about what's up here. They're not arguing. They're not, you know what I mean? Us in America arguing about ideas all the time, burning off all this mental energy, burning ourselves out for no reason, you know. And we're not. Come back down, just breathe it in, breathe the fire, breathe it inside yourself. Your fire comes from within you, you know, and that's what all the teachings are. And so for me, it was a no-brainer. I mean, Kung Fu anyways, dude, when I was a kid, watching Betamax, watching David Carradine, man, we had a video. He did a special where he was just, I don't know if it was the history of Kung Fu or what, but it had all the scenes with Bruce Lee, you know, 36 chambers, you know, it had all of the old ones, you know, all the Enter the Fist, the Dragon, the temples, the, you know, the Tai Chi masters, you know, but, so I was hooked. I mean, because I used to literally think when I would I guess more when I was going to bed or whatever, when I was daydreaming on it, that how they could actually fly. Like, oh wow, because the OG Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, where they were flying through, like, so they would, like, I would imagine, like, because what they showed is they'd put their sword down, they're falling out of the air, and they'd put their sword down on their feet, or their feet on the sword, and they'd hold the sword with their hands, and they'd jump up, and then, like, somehow using that would allow them to actually get height, while they're falling at free fall speed, and so I would always imagine, like, no, we could probably do that, like, no, there's probably a way, and so I was just hooked on all of it, like, ever since. So yeah, but Tai Chi and stuff, they're really practical. That's why I really like the idea of, just bringing it out, talking about it, and connecting it, because it's going to give us the practicality that we need in our fire society. This is why, like, the whole idea of the Eastern arts coming over here, look what happened to Bruce Lee. He just started, like, what was he doing? He's making movies. He was doing kung fu, and he's teaching, the people. I mean, like, yeah, sure, maybe he wasn't perfect. I don't know. I'm not going to say, but guy broke his back. He went through, repairing that, whatever, therapy, physical therapy, and well, anyways, we get into all that, but okay, let's go. Hold on. I got plans, so I gotta book it once we're done here. Let's see what else I gotta talk about. Oh, let me get to this one. Yeah, 25 ways to explain. And then, yeah, the idea of the God stuff. If you're a God and you create a God by always believing in it, then does it really exist, right? Does a bear poop in the woods? Right? Yeah, like, yeah. The answer's yeah, thanks, Metatron. It's just like, because that's where it all comes from. It all comes from consciousness in the first place. How come it's like a kid in their imagination? It's exactly the analogy. It's real to a kid. The little girl's playing tea party. You better drink your tea. If you don't clink and take a sip, she's going to kick you out of the tea party. You'll never be able to come by ever again. That's all you need to know. Right? You don't play commandos, and I go and you don't fall down. That's not fair. We're getting heated in this mug. No, you went down. Okay? No, I shot you. Okay? It's real. It's real. Okay? But you're still here and you're alive because we're immortal. So, we can learn a lot from kids. We keep saying that. Oh yeah, and then I wrote, dying flowers are beautiful. Even though it's not visually appealing, it's still beautiful, right? So that was the Libra trait is, we see all things, we see the beauty in all things, even ugly things. Right? Does that sound like a contradiction to you? We see the beauty in ugly things. What word, how do those words play in your mind, right? Like, because there's beauty in anything, because only in that state of anything will it be in that state, and therefore it is beautiful. That is all you need to know. If you want to know about beauty, sum it all up. That's what I'm doing here, guys. I'm just summing everything up. I'm just going to make a list. Be nice. Beauty's in everything. Like shut up and get over yourselves. Try to have some fun. Like whatever. Oh, geez Louise. We're taking this too seriously. We're all going to die anyways, right? Isn't that the same? Oh my God. We got a water drought in California. No, we live on the planet. You guys are just idiots, and no one's doing the infrastructure. We totally could. Oh, we're gonna fossil fuel emissions. Oh, I mean, we can make cars that run not on carbon, guys. We already have, But no. We're gonna argue about this for like the next 20 years, 30, 40. It's like, that's why I post on my thing too, like, or on Facebook, I put, do we remember how to unite? Like, it's completely gone at this point. Like, just forget about it. Like, I'm trying to say, forget about it. Unite? What do you mean? Like, Black Lives Matter. Yeah, that's a good thing. So do other people's lives. Cool. Lives matter. Yeah, cool. All right. What are we doing? You know, it's like, what's going on right now? You feeling good? You feeling good? You feeling froggy? I don't know. How far are you going right now? What's going on? You know? Like, you can calm down. I believe you. I love you. What do you need right now? What do you need? And then that's how we get as people, right? The whole system. Okay, guys, we gotta stick with it. Well, that's the other one. Consistency of thought. Fundamentals, right, Sarah? We're getting all, we're not landing on the core, you know what I mean? Like me, like air all over the place, blah, 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 and then water. I take a shower, and I'm good. You know? Hop in the pool, you know, jump in the lake, I'm good. But lakes are creepy, man. They always have Loch Ness monsters. I don't trust it. Or was that the river? I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I'm like, about water, just because I can't see underneath. So it's weird. Like, I had that thing when I was a kid where in the pool, you know, like there's going to be a shark that's going to come out of the crate at the bottom of the pool. You know, were we all talking about that like a long time ago? Somebody, somewhere. Maybe I did a while ago. I don't know. It's been a couple years I've been doing it. But it's funny, you know. So I'm like, just give me goggles. I'm good. I'll just make sure I'm good, you know, every now and then. But no, I would love to snorkel. I love water. I really do. And I love dolphins. Dolphins were always my favorite mammal growing up. And then the land animal was cheetah. I always loved cheetahs for whatever reason. Just they were, I don't know. Cheetahs were fast, and that makes sense because I'm like, you know, tall and thin and lanky and all, you know. And so I've always liked dexterity and agility and stuff like that. So yeah, cool. Anyways. Human has a reaction, whatever. Come on. Yeah, we have to use words. This is why we always talk. You know, there's knowing, and then there's, yeah, I don't know. We've already talked about that a million times. Alright, guys, it's like 11:01. I kind of gotta go. I got a lot more. Like, I wrote, like I'm writing, like just, there's just like pages on all different pages of just. I got all my systems going. I'm going to teach you guys a bunch of different chakra stuff, but we have to do like in order. So I'm going to, maybe I'll like send it to us as the team or something, like personally. I have to, like I say, with the camera and get them all recorded. So I'm going to start recording everything. Both my boys are Libras, and they always saw the beauty in everything. Oh, cool. Yeah, Linda, we really do. Because we're lovers. It's the balance. It's the skill. It's Libra, right? Libra, right? The energy is feminine, you know, or whatever, leaning, I guess, if you will, you know. Because you can find hot-headed Libras, you know. It's not like anything's, you know, again, it's the variety. It's the, you know, we're trying to figure it out, and that's good, and we should share what we know, but we shouldn't be just saying like that's the end all be all, period, man. That's it, period. And if anybody wants to believe in, say they believe in evolution, well then we all got to stop yelling at each other for an opinion, you know. And there's the difference between an opinion and what someone says or how someone feels, you know, versus, you know, what's actually being written into law, you know. You have a fair trial. No, we don't, guys. I don't know if you knew that, but, you know, we haven't had habeas corpus in a while. You know, it's what it is a jury of your peers. That's what it is. And there's a lot more to that they don't tell you about. So, but I'm probably not going to mention that right now. I'll tell you guys later. All right, yeah, it's 11:04. Gotta go. Love you guys. Hope it was fun. See you guys next time.